very clear direction that the world is going in towards more engagement directly between people in companies, people in governments, all these different groups. And all the products are just getting better and more personalized and are getting built in a social way. And I think that to the extent that we can all work together to build great products around that, I mean, we're not going to be able to do it without your help. We learn from all the things that we do working with you guys. But to the extent that we can push that forward quickly, I think we're going to learn a lot more quickly, and we're going to get to this great end state where this works a lot better for you guys and for us.
Think you'll reach 1 billion users by the end of the year?
No.
Not by the end of the year?
No chance.
When do you think you'll get there? Do you think you can get there?
I don't know. I mean, you started off asking about a question of 10-year trends.
Yeah.
One thing is, I think a lot of times it's a lot easier to predict broad trends over a 5 or 10-year period than it is to predict what will happen in a 1, 2, or even 3-year period.
Why is that?
Because there's all these macro changes that like dominate whatever the micro things that you're doing are over a shorter period of time. So I mean, our growth hasn't been a straight line up, right? I mean, we've gone through periods where we haven't grown very much, and periods where the growth has been exponential, a few percent a week, right? And what's interesting, it kind of tips in different countries at different points, and that growth is just pretty interesting to watch. But it's very hard to predict how many people we're going to have at the end of this year, at the end of next year. And it's one of the fun parts about running this company, and one of the challenging things is, the biggest swings in kind of budgeting and building and operationalizing the company are how many people you're going to be serving. And I mean, last year, for example, we started the year at 150 million people. And we didn't know if we were going to end the year at 200 or 250 or 400. And I mean, if we went from 150 to 200 million, I mean, maybe that would have been disappointing for some people, but adding 50 million people in my book is pretty good. I think
most people here would take it.
So I mean, and it was tough, and we were in the middle of this big recession. We weren't sure what the revenue was going to be either, and we ended up the year with 350 million people. So the team that had the job of building up the data centers last year did a very hard job, but I mean that was fun, right?
Right.
So predicting this stuff over the short term, I think is fairly challenging. Predicting over the longer term, I mean, again, I think if we succeed, we have a good chance of being the company that brings this to 1 billion people. But it's not a layup, right? I mean, not by any means. So I mean, there's going to have to be so many things that happen between now and then that I think it's almost a guarantee that it happens. How it happens, I think we'll have to see. It'll be
who does it?
Yeah,
Who does
see
it?
how it plays out.
Yeah.